What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for yet another Tottenham update, and quite a bit actually to get through today. A lot of the rumour mills are going in full force yesterday. And let's start off with Jack Pickbrook's update about the Tottenham transfer window and what the priorities are this summer. And what he says is that while a left-sided centre-back is the first and a major priority for Tottenham this summer, Spurs will also look to sign 2 new wing-backs and a backup striker for Harry Kane. I mean, no surprises there, really, is there?
Perfect. Yeah, that's what we need. Get all those positions sorted, then we can deal with the potential creativity midfield issue as well. And then all of a sudden, our squad's shaping up. Definitely, we need 2 wing backs. I think I would personally want 1 on either side, at least. But yeah, left centre back, I think, is also a major priority because it's such a crucial role to build up of the play under Conte. And if we have someone really physical who can do the job on the ball that Ben Davies can do, we're going to be very, very hard to score goals against.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of like the midfield issues as well, we do have Celso and Ndombele coming back as well in the summer, so they're going to need to be sorted out as well.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with them, but I'm assuming we're going to try and sell them on.
Yeah, we'll try, is the key point.
Definitely.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about some specific players now. Let's start off with Lautaro Martinez. Oh, it must be season ticket deadline renewals again. This guy's coming about. But DiMarzio said yesterday that Tottenham are heavily interested in Lautaro Martinez, but if he had to choose another team and another tournament, he would choose Atletico Madrid and Simeone. Tutto Sport say that Antonio Conte is pushing for Dybala to join Inter Milan, as Tottenham want to sign Lautaro Martinez and believe Dybala joining Inter would give them the go-ahead to land Martinez.
So Conte, was he playing chess, like 4D chess to everyone? Dybala, just yalla, go to Inter, let us have Lautaro, come on. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know. Again, I don't think Lautaro joins us if we're not in Champions League. I think we'll have better offers on the table. If their financial situation for Inter is really that bad still, then of course there's going to be an opportunity to get him. But whether, first of all, if Arsenal pip us to Champions League, would they link with him this summer? I can't remember. So
yeah, they were.
Maybe they'll go for him. They need a striker more desperately than us, and he might look at Arsenal and think, guaranteed playing time, Champions League football. They have the money for it, don't they, Arsenal? So that's one I'll be worried about. So we have to make sure we nip that 4th place first. If we do, then I think we have a chance of getting him, and him playing with Kane would be mouthwatering.
It really would be. It really would be. It'll be better than what he created at Inter with Lukaku and Martinez.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Which, wow, it just blows my mind, because them two were absolutely sensational that season. They really were. But anyway,
how do you go about fitting Martinez, Kane and Son in the same team?
And Kulu.
And Kulu.
You got to go the Man City route, don't you? And not everyone's a guaranteed starter, and
that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, let's move on. Jack Harrison is the next name on the list. Mike McGrath saying that Tottenham Hotspur are interested in signing Jack Harrison from Leeds United in the summer transfer window. Is he one that you would welcome?
I don't think he's a bad player. I haven't seen anything from him to suggest he's good enough for what we need, but I think he's a solid left winger. He's proven to be quite a dangerous one. He's still fairly young, is he? 22, maybe 23. Maybe it's one if we sell Bergwijn and we're looking to replace him, bring him in. But I don't know. He doesn't excite me so much. I think he's done well in the Premier League, and maybe I haven't looked at him closely enough. But when I've seen him, I think there are certain games, for example, like when they beat West Ham away, he was brilliant, wasn't he? Didn't he score a hat-trick or something, or scored 2 goals? I've seen him do some good things, but I haven't seen him do it on a consistent basis. But maybe it's more to do with the team he plays for than him himself.
Yeah. I mean, when you're looking at it, who would you rather have in your squad, Harrison or Bergwijn?
Bergwijn.
Yeah, me too. But having said that, I do really rate Harrison. I really do. I think he's a good player, but
maybe he'd improve under Conte.
Yeah, I think that's for sure he'll improve under Conte, but I would rather persist with Bergwijn. I think the levels that he's showing, especially for his country, and when he does get the minutes here at Tottenham, I think he's performing well, and I'd like to keep him and persist with him.
Yeah, I'll try to, but Bergwijn, I think, is getting itchy feet, isn't he?
Yeah, that's also true. Next up, Sam Johnstone of West Brom. Mike McGrath saying that Tottenham are among the teams who have looked at the England goalkeeper, Sam Johnstone, as a potential free transfer in the summer. And to be fair, we could probably do worse in terms of backup keeper.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to get rid of Galini, I don't know what's happening with his loan deal. I'm assuming, first of all, the options are going to be taken up because he hasn't played so many games. So I'm assuming he's going back. I don't think we're going to sign him permanently. So, yeah, Johnstone on a free as a backup keeper. I'm not going to say no.
And I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was Jake Livermore, actually, wasn't it? When we were chatting to him, had very high praise of him, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he's brilliant. He said he's definitely good enough for the Premier League, and it's just whether he's willing to sit on the bench. Because I don't think he's going to be number one here.
No, definitely not. But with Lloris's clock ticking down,
I'm saying even in 2 years' time.
Even in 2 years' time, yeah.
I don't know because we'll sign someone else who's hopefully going to be better.
But he might sit here and back his ability to be number one.
Yeah, and that's fine. But he has to be prepared to I don't think it's going to be a moment where we're relying on him as a number one. Only when, because we're going to sign a new keeper after Hugo, and then it's about him. It depends how good that keeper is.
All right, next up, Stefan de Vrij. Calcio Mercato saying that Inter Milan could sell de Vrij in order to facilitate the arrival of Bremer from Torino. Obviously, he's been heavily linked with Inter Milan over the past couple of months. He's performing at a really high level for Torino. Why don't we just look at him?
Yeah, if he's younger, maybe, yeah, for sure. I think we linked with him, weren't we? In January or in summer. So, again, I think de Vrij, experienced centre-back who I really, really like, and I think could do a good job at Tottenham, and obviously worked with Conte before. So it's one of those, Conte is usually a short-term manager, and de Vrij would be a short-term purchase, that's for sure. But maybe if looking at long-term, then we should look at Bremer.
Let's talk about Steven Bergwijn again. Charlie Eccleshare is saying that that Ajax do remain interested for Steven Bergwijn for a summer move, because I think there's going to be a big merry-go-round of players out of Ajax in the summer, as there always is. And Conte actually said in the press conference that Bergwijn has a lot of potential and offers something very different to anyone else in the Tottenham ranks, and he needs to believe in himself a bit more. So what do you make out of that, and what do you think is going to happen with Steven Bergwijn?
I've got a feeling he might move on in the summer for maybe because we're looking at reduced fee in January, but I'm thinking maybe in the summer we'll probably at least get our money back, if not a bit more. I don't think that much more, but we'll probably get a bit more, unless he has 25
million or something.
No more. I'm saying we were going to get that in January. I think we can, since he's done well for international level, and see how he does from now to the end of the season. I think we should get at least our money back of 27, and seeing he's at a good age as well. It's so hard to say, because what if tomorrow Son picks up an injury, then all of a sudden Bergwijn gets a run, and then he could be, and what if he does really well on that run? It's so many variables. But as of now, I think he's leaving. I think he wants to play regular first team football. I think he wants to be on the pitch much more than he's getting at Tottenham, and I think for a player of his ability, he probably deserves to be. At the moment, we have Son. What can we do? We're not going to drop Son. He's a world-class player. He's he's playing at a world-class level, and you can't. It's hard to give Bergwijn the minutes at the moment, especially from the start. But football, things change very quickly. You'll never know what can happen, and who knows what a player picks up an injury, or even if Kulusevski or Son lose form and he gets a chance and he takes it, all can change. But as of now, he's probably going to leave,
which doesn't really sit that right with me. I mean, I'd love him to stay. I really would. I really rate him. I really do. And I think that he has a lot to offer Tottenham, especially at the age he's at. He can be ours for the next 10 years and do bits for us. I really believe that. And I think he's got the attributes that can really help us in the Premier League. I really believe that. But let's move on to Bryan Gil. Jack Pitbrook is saying that Valencia would like to keep hold of Bryan Gil beyond this summer. Would you be welcome to that, of him going on to Valencia for an extra year?
Yeah, I think so. I think at the moment, the where he's at and where we're at, I think it'll benefit both parties if he's got another year loan deal. I wouldn't want to sell him straight away. Give him another loan, see how well he does over a whole season, and then once that season finishes, either he comes back a much better player, or we sell him for a much bigger price. So it doesn't make sense to sell him this summer, because for permanently, because we signed him for 22 million or whatever. We're not going to get too much more than that right now, but maybe after another year we could.
What about if Bergwijn was to leave? Would you consider bringing Bryan Gil back instead of sending him out on loan again?
Yeah, I would. If the club feel like he's ready to play in the Premier League, yeah, I would.
All right, Giovanni Lo Celso now. Argentinian publication is saying that Villarreal and Unai Emery are very happy with Giovanni. The club want to buy him, but it will depend on them qualifying for Europe next summer or next season. I'm not sure how they're doing in the league and stuff like that.
See.
But they are in the latter stages of the Champions League now.
Don't think they're going to win that.
No, they're not going to win.
They're 7th at the moment, but they are 5 points away from 5th. Real Betis.
How far away are they from 4th?
9.
So
Unlikely.
Champions League is a bit of a stretch. Europa League is
League
a possibility. Conference League is probably the most
3
likely.
points away from 6th.
Is that the Conference League 6th? Yeah, I mean, does Conference League come into the equation? I'm not too sure because you don't get too much money for qualifying for the Conference League. But
they said European football. You said it. Your words, not mine. But yeah, look. I think he seems more settled there, doesn't he, and more appreciated. So I'm happy for him, and hopefully they get European football and they stump up the money.
Yeah, let's hope so, because we need him out the door if we're going to start this kind of merry-go-round of midfielders at the club this summer. Ollie Skip now. Ali Gold says that there is an expectation that Skip could be out for around 2 weeks. 2 weeks from a return to action, which will be about mid-April. Antonio Conte said in his press conference today, talking about Skip and Sessegnon, saying, I hope next week to have both players with the team. So hopefully he'll be back next week in training, and then within a week or two, then he'll be back in first team action.
That's what we're hoping for, aren't we? Conte said next week, so let's hope he's back in training then, and the sooner back the better, because we need the options. Obviously right now we're relying very heavily on Bentancur and Højbjerg. And that is a precarious position to be in, considering one injury, and all of a sudden we're very short. So we need to get back very, very soon. And everyone seems very excited about him around the club, and we need him back. Yeah,
and Charlie Eccleshare actually said that there's a lot of excitement at Spurs about Skip and Bentancur lining up together, and it's felt that they would complement each other really well. Do you feel like they could complement each other more than kind of Bentancur and Højbjerg does?
Potentially. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, have we? We haven't seen Skip and Bentancur haven't yet to be on the same pitch together, which is a bit weird considering Bentancur's been here now since January. But I'm trying to think of their skill sets, and I think potentially it could be a bit more solid than having Højbjerg there. But I think Højbjerg's playing very well at the moment, so I'm not trying to knock him, but I don't know. I feel like with Højbjerg we've got a bit more going forward than with Skip and Bentancur. That's my gut feeling. But I feel like maybe Bentancur and Skip can cover a bit more ground than Højbjerg. I don't know. It's difficult.
But there was a moment, wasn't there, where when Højbjerg and Skip were playing together, where Højbjerg was the one kind of sitting back a bit more, and Skip was the one going on a bit.
We were playing 3-5-2, and Skip was given more license from Conte to go forward.
Yeah,
it's true, but. From what I've seen so far, Højbjerg definitely seems a bit better in the final third than Skip. That's my observation, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Yeah, but like Skip's obviously a very young player, and he's got a lot of scope to improve. I mean, Højbjerg's nowhere near as young as him, and kind
still
of Højbjerg.
25?
20. Yeah. Well, is he 25? I thought he was a bit older than that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 25. Yeah.
But Skip has a lot more learning to do than Højbjerg, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, last bit of the update. We're talking about Harry Kane, Player of the Month for a 7th time, a record 7th time. And also that Spurs have scored more goals in March than any other Premier League team, which is 12. And Harry Kane was directly involved in half of those, which is a league high of 6. Scoring 4 times and providing 2 assists, and that's Harry Kane, Player of the Month, record holder once again.
Yeah, congratulations to Kane. I think I'll finally deserve. I think it's been brilliant this month, and it goes to show. Look at the names who hold the records for like the top 5 Player of the Month, and they're all just massive Premier League icons.
Ronaldo, Henry, these kind of players.
Wayne Rooney, Van Persie. Aguero, he's level with Aguero, like all icons of the Premier League, and the narrative that Kane won't be remembered even if he doesn't win a trophy is just rubbish, isn't it? It's just like this guy is going to be an icon for many years to come.
The thing is with Harry Kane, right? if he was playing for any other team that weren't winning trophies, this narrative won't be there. It's just because he's playing for Tottenham and that this narrative is there.
Of course. People still remember Matt Letizia, don't they?
Exactly.
I remember him. And I don't know if you're going to mention Manager of the Month.
Manager of the Month, Arteta won it.
Yeah, but I thought I was a bit, first of all, Klopp should have won it.
And Tuchel as well. Tuchel won every game that month.
Tuchel probably should have been second. And I think Conte was also better than him. I don't know why he's won it based on what. Because I think we scored more goals than them this month.
He's won it.
We scored more goals than them, and we conceded the same amount. So I don't understand why he's pipped. I don't get it, but whatever.
Look, everyone remembers last time we got Manager of the Month in Nuno. What happened after that?
Curse. There is a real curse. So whoever let him win it, we get Manager of the Month without the curse.
Exactly. All right, and we got some quotes from Joe Hart on Harry Kane, and he says. First of all, it says Joe Hart believes that Tottenham striker is as good as any player he has ever played with, and he's played with some big players in his time, obviously Sergio Aguero being one of them. And the quote is, he's a phenomenon. Some people, when they have good days, they're unplayable. When he has a good day, he's actually perfect. His heading, his pass, his touch, his finishing. And he's as good as anyone I've played with, and I've played with some good ones.
That's high praise from Joe Hart, isn't it? He's played with, he's won leagues with Man City. How many leagues he won?
Yeah,
2 or 3 leagues.
Wayne Rooney for England and, all
Aguero.
that kind of stuff.
Played with, I'm saying with Man City, he's won titles and played with the very best players, and he's saying Kane's as good as anyone. And that's very high praise. So it's really good to hear. And he's also talking about Bale. I don't know if you read his quotes on Bale.
No, I didn't see that.
He said, Bale in training, he said, laid back is an understatement. He
Really?
said when it comes to Bale. And he said that he's at an age where if he doesn't when he doesn't trust his body, then maybe he can have some off days. But when he's got full confidence in himself, he's still got it all, and he can be an unbelievable player. But he said in training he looks after himself and doesn't really
exert himself.
Yeah, in training, because he doesn't want to rip a hamstring or anything like that. That's what he says, which is interesting to hear.
Which that kind of might explain why he wasn't being picked a lot under Jose Mourinho.
But when he actually played, he was pretty good. Yeah, that pretty much is a good explanation, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, and also maybe explains why when Ryan Mason came on, he didn't play in that cup final, because he wasn't exerting himself in training leading up to that cup final.
Yeah, he said he doesn't want to rip his hamstring for anyone, he said.
It's a shame. It's a shame, because he is a top player, and still is a top player in my opinion.
Showed it for Wales. Yeah.
You saw it every time he's on the pitch, more or less. I mean, a few games aside for Tottenham, but the amount of goals he scored, the quality of the goals, what he did for Wales as well, not just in the last game, but in the Euros as well. I mean, the guy's brilliant.
He's still class. Yeah.
All right, well, that is that is your Tottenham update. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the news stories we brought to you today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.